Do you have a Windows 10 computer that's slow and you want to get it to run faster again? Or even a fast computer you just want a little faster? If so, this is a perfect video for you, so keep watching. Hi, I'm Justin from Random Tech Videos, and today I'm going to be showing you how to speed up any Windows 10 computer. Before we get into it, I recommend that you do not watch this on the computer you're trying to speed up, because you might need to restart it a couple of times. And finally, here's a quick disclaimer. Do everything seen in this video at your own risk. This video assumes you have reasonable technical knowledge. I will not be liable for any data loss or problems caused by following this procedure. Most likely everything will be fine with your computer, but still it is always a good idea to back up your files before beginning. And with that out of the way, let's just get into it. Step 1. Uninstall any unnecessary programs. You can begin by pressing the Windows key or clicking Start and then typing Add or Remove Program, selecting it, and then uninstall any programs you don't need any longer, or pre-install stuff that comes with Windows that you never use. For example, I never use Candy Crush Friends, which is a game that comes pre-installed with Windows, and I never use Spotify, I mean the Windows app for Spotify, so I can remove those, and everything removed can slightly speed up the computer. Step 2. Uninstall your antivirus software. This one is optional, but I would recommend doing this because Windows Defender, or it's now called Windows Security, is perfectly fine for keeping your PC safe as long as you aren't going to really dangerous websites intentionally. You don't need the resource-hogging antivirus programs that generally come pre-installed with Windows or that you might have installed yourself thinking you would need it. And uninstalling an antivirus program really makes a difference in the computer speed. I can personally attest to that. Once you've uninstalled your antivirus software, you will briefly be unprotected, but all you need to do is click the notification area in Windows 10, click on the virus protection is off warning, and then it will bring up Windows Security, and all you need to do is click the check for updates button. And once that completes, and that might take a long time depending on your internet, you'll be protected with Windows Security, and that's all you need. Step 3. Download, install, and run CCleaner. CCleaner is a free program that can help clean up your computer and get rid of junk files. You can just go to CCleaner.com, don't go anywhere else because they might add malware if you go somewhere else. Just download it directly from CCleaner, and then run the installer program. You can do a custom install if you want, which is what I did, but a typical installation is also fine. Once the program comes up, you need to close it. It will pop up a message saying that CCleaner is monitoring your computer. You'll have to click OK, thanks. I don't like that I have to do that, but you do. And then if you don't want it to monitor your computer all the time and tell you when there are junk files you need to clean, you can just go to the settings, deselect, tell me when there are junk files to clean, and you can also deselect Enable Smart Monitoring. Once you've done that, you can just go to the Advanced Clean tab at CCleaner and run the cleaner, and it will delete any junk files from your PC that you don't need. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have sufficient technical knowledge, just run the cleaner and don't change any of which checkboxes are selected. But if you have sufficient technical knowledge, feel free to select what you want. Step 4. Disable any unnecessary startup items. There are two ways to do this. One way is just to go to CCleaner, Tools, Startup, and then click on what you want to disable, and then click Disable. Only do this if you have sufficient technical knowledge and you know you don't need something starting up. For example, you often don't need updating processes starting in the background, or you don't need certain programs always running in the background. There's another option as to how you can do this one. You can also go to Task Manager by pressing Ctrl-Shift-Escape on your keyboard, or right-clicking on the taskbar and saying Task Manager, and then go to the Startup tab. You can click what you want to disable, and then you say Disable. Step 5. Disable unnecessary services. You can often disable background services that are just for update processes, or if certain programs have background services that you know you don't need. Again, this requires some technical knowledge, so don't try this if you don't know what you're doing. But the easiest way to do this is to go to CCleaner, Tools, and then Startup, and then under the Startup tab, go to Services. Have advanced mode off if you don't really know what you're doing, and generally you can disable updating services, but don't disable anything else unless you know what you're doing. Step 6. Clean up the registry. I've manually cleaned up the registry myself by going into it and deleting unnecessary stuff and leftovers from old software, but I'm not going to recommend that you do that because you could damage your computer. But I just recommend you go to CCleaner, go to the Registry tab, scan for issues. If there are any issues, click Fix selected issues. It'll prompt you if you want to back up your registry. I would recommend you say yes and then just choose where you want to say that. And then it will pop up a dialog box and you just say fix selected issues and you're done with that. Step 7. Disable Windows background apps. Windows apps installed from the App Store or that come pre-installed on your computer, not the programs you install, but those from Microsoft Store, will always be running in the background, using up system resources. Most of the time, that is not even necessary and it's just a resource hog. It will not benefit you in any way. Most of the time, it's safe to disable them all. Just turn off background apps by going to the Start menu, start typing background apps when it appears, just bring it up and turn off all background apps. However, if there's something specific that you know you need, then you can turn off everything except for what you know you need. But the general rule here is if you don't know you need it, you probably don't. Step 8. Run Windows Disk Cleanup. You can go to Disk Cleanup by just typing Disk Cleanup into your Start menu and bringing it up. You'll want to click on Clean Up System Files, and then you can select everything except for downloads. You do not want to select a downloads folder because if you do, it'll delete any files you have downloaded from the internet to your downloads folder. So everything except for downloads can be selected, and then just click OK, and be warned that this might take a long time depending on your computer. So even if the progress bar is frozen in one spot for a long time, don't shut off your computer or you could damage system files. Step 9. Optimize and defragment your drives. If you have a physical hard disk, this can be the biggest step to improving your performance because fragmentation on a hard disk really slows down Windows. To bring up the defragment and optimize drives, you just start typing defragment in your Start menu and then click on it when it comes up. Once you're in there, you can select your system drive and defragment or optimize it. If it's a hard drive, it'll defragment it. If it's an SSD, it'll optimize it by doing the trim command. And finally, step 10. Restart your computer once, wait a few minutes, and then restart it again. The reason why I say to wait a little after restarting your computer the first time is because you might have leftovers from uninstalled programs that need to be removed. Then once you've waited a few minutes, just restart your computer again. Be sure to restart and not shut down and then turn back on because Windows 10 uses a hybrid shutdown. So to fully restart, you want to click the restart button. So that is all. Please let me know in the comment section if this helped speed up your computer and if it caused you any problems at all. Also, please let me know in the comments and I will try to respond as promptly as I'm able to. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, please comment, and please consider subscribing to my channel. And until my next video, whenever it is on this channel, goodbye and thank you for watching. I know this channel is meant to be somewhat professional, but here are some funny bloopers. Step 9. Cut. You just cut. To bring up, cut.